Hello, Torah community. It's Rav Natan here to share with you some words of Torah for this week's Parshat Tisa. In addition to the story of the Chet Ego, which for me is one of the most exciting and enjoyable stories to learn in the entire Torah, in this Parsha is the mitzvah of the Kior. The Kior is a wash basin, some sort of contraption that the Kohanim would use to wash their hands and their feet before doing things in the Mishkan. It's not really in the Mishkan, it's in the courtyard, kind of very set far away from the Mizbeach and far away from the entrance of the actual building of the Mishkan. Rather, it's in the courtyard and pretty close to where you would actually enter. And one of the questions is, what is the point of the Kior? It's interesting because it's not really about purity, because even if you're tahor, even if you're pure, you still have to wash your hands and your feet as a Kohen going into the Mishkan. And if you don't, like let's say Kohen forgets and he just jumps right into the service of the Mishkan and he forgets to wash his hands and feet in the Kior, he's liable to death. And whether they would always have to kill him or not, depends on so many factors, but that means it's a level of severity that's very intense. And why? So one beautiful idea I heard about the Kior, which I want to share with you, and I think it has a lot of a meaning and lesson for our lives, that the Kior is teaching us a powerful lesson, which is that a lot of times we have an avoda to do, avoda like service, just like the Kohanim in the Mishkan. There's something we want to do, and we just jump right in. We start. We want to do a mitzvah, and we just do it, and then it's over. Or we want to do something nice for someone, and we just jump into it, and then it's over. Or we want to spend some time with a friend or a family member, and before we know it, the situation's over. And one of the things that the Kior teaches us is before jumping into doing anything, just take a moment and be thoughtful. How do I want this to go? How do I want to be? What do I want to get out of this? How do I want to show up? And the Kior teaches us to take that moment before jumping in, because then the experience of whatever you do will be more of what you want and it'll be more meaningful to you. And maybe that's part of why the Kior was made of mirrors. We know, according to our sages, that the Kior was made of mirrors from the women, from Mitzrayim. That's a whole nother topic. But mirror is the idea of reflecting, about looking at yourself in the mirror. And the idea of, before you jump into something, to reflect, how am I doing? Where am I at? And what do I want this next thing I'm about to do to be like and to get out of it? Well, then that will make everything that you do a lot more meaningful. And so the encouragement with the Kior is to take that moment, and whether it's really washing or not washing or looking in the mirror or not, the point is take a moment of reflection, a quick moment. Think about, how do I want to show up when I start my day? How do I want to show up before an interaction? How do I want to show up before doing something, whether it's a mitzvah or interacting or spending time in a certain situation with people? And then I'll be able to be who I want to be, and it'll be as meaningful as it can be. Shabbat Shalom.